Okay, let's just dive right in. You've seen it everywhere, right? The keto diet. The wild before and after photos, the meals loaded with bacon and butter, and all the hype. But what is it really? There's so much noise out there, and today we're going to cut right through it. To do that, we're leaning on an incredible guide from the TheDietDocs. Seriously, these guys are amazing at giving out so much valuable free info in their books. We're going to distill all their best insights for you. So here's the game plan. First, we'll tackle the buzz. What's the big deal with keto? Then we'll get into the actual science behind it. After that, we'll cover the practical rules, weigh the pros and cons, and then the big one, helping you figure out if this is something that could actually work for you. Let's do it.
All right, first up, the keto phenomenon. Why is everyone from Hollywood celebrities to your next-door neighbor suddenly obsessed with this diet?
I mean, this is the question, isn't it? You see all this stuff, and it's easy to think it's just another passing trend. But the idea behind it is actually a pretty radical shift in how your body works. And to get that, you have to look at what you're eating, or maybe more importantly, what you're not eating.
Now this slide right here is what flips everything we've been told about nutrition completely on its head. For decades, the mantra was, fat is the enemy. Well, keto walks in and says the exact opposite. Look at that. The vast majority of your calories are coming from fat, then you've got a decent amount of protein, and this teeny tiny sliver left for carbs. This isn't just low carb, it's ultra low carb, and that restriction is what forces your body to do something pretty amazing.
And that amazing thing brings us right to our second section, your body's superpower. We're talking about the science of ketosis. This is the engine that makes the whole diet go.
So here's the deal in a nutshell. When you slash your carbs, you're essentially taking away your body's go-to fuel source, glucose. So your body, which is incredibly smart, pivots. Your liver starts breaking down fat, either from your food or from your body, into these awesome little energy molecules called ketones. And then your body and your brain start running on ketones instead of sugar. And this isn't some weird, unnatural hack. It's a totally normal metabolic pathway.
This is such a brilliant way to picture it. The TheDietDocs calls it the tale of two engines. Most of us spend our whole lives running on the glucose system. It's like throwing kindling on a fire. You get a fast burst of energy, but then it quickly leads to spikes and crashes. You know that 3 p.m. slump? Yeah, that's the glucose engine. The ketone system, on the other hand, is like putting a big solid log on the fire. It's a steady, clean, long-lasting burn that keeps you going for hours. Okay, the science is cool, right? But how do you actually do it? Let's get practical. Section 3 is all about the real-world rules of the game.
This right here, this is the secret sauce. A lot of people think keto is just about eating as much fat as you want. Nope, there's a hierarchy. First, carbs are a hard limit. You have to stay under that number, usually around 25 grams, to get into and stay in ketosis. Non-negotiable. Second, protein is a target. You need to hit your protein goal to make sure you're not losing muscle. And third, fat. Fat is a lever. You eat fat to feel full and satisfied. You're not trying to hit some magic number. You use it to control your hunger. Getting this hierarchy right is everything.
So what does this look like on your plate? Think of it like a stoplight. Let's start with the green light foods. This is the stuff that forms the foundation of your meals, things you can pretty much eat freely. We're talking about quality meats, fatty fish like salmon, eggs, avocados, healthy oils, and a whole lot of leafy greens.
Next up, your yellow light foods. You gotta proceed with caution here. Things like nuts, seeds, berries, and full-fat dairy are awesome on keto, but because they have a few more carbs, it is surprisingly easy to overdo it. A handful of almonds is great. A whole bag can kick you right out of ketosis. Portion control is key.
And finally, the red light foods. To make keto work, these are a hard stop. This means anything with sugar, grains like bread and pasta, starchy veggies like potatoes, beans, and even most fruits. They're off the table. Their carb count is just way too high to allow your body to make that critical switch to burning fat for fuel.
Now I know what you're thinking. That sounds really restrictive. And you know what? It can be. Which is why it's time for a serious reality check in our next section. The good, the bad, and the bacon.
So let's be honest about it. The people who thrive on keto talk about some incredible benefits. The mental fog just lifts, their energy is rock steady all day, and their hunger pretty much vanishes. But on the flip side, you have the cons. It is very restrictive, which can make parties and eating out a challenge. It takes planning. And of course, there's the dreaded keto flu. And I just love how the Diet Docs frames this. Look, the keto flu is not the actual flu, but for a few days it can really feel like it. As your body is making that big switch, you might feel tired, foggy, a little headachy, maybe even irritable. But here's the crucial thing to know. This is almost always a simple sign of an electrolyte imbalance. If you stay on top of your sodium, potassium, and magnesium, you can make that transition so much smoother.
So, with all of that on the table, the good and the bad, how do you decide if it's for you? That brings us to our final and maybe most important section. Is keto right for you? This is all about an honest assessment.
Okay, so who's the ideal candidate? Well, the science suggests that keto can be an absolute game changer for certain people. It's often incredibly effective for those who have stubborn weight to lose or anyone who's chasing that stable energy and mental clarity we've been talking about. It's also being studied a ton for its role in helping manage conditions like type 2 diabetes and PCOS, mainly because of its powerful effect on lowering your insulin levels.
But, and I can't say this loudly enough, keto is not for everyone. If you're pregnant, an elite athlete whose sport depends on explosive power, or if you have any pre-existing kidney or liver conditions, you have to be extremely careful. This is not a diet you should just jump into on your own. You absolutely need to work with a qualified doctor or professional.
So here's the bottom line. Keto is a powerful tool. It's not a magic bullet. It's a serious metabolic strategy that demands real commitment, but offers the potential for profound benefits for the right person. The real question isn't just about changing what you eat. But as the source material so perfectly asks, are you ready to revolutionize your health? The answer to that? Well, it's completely up to you.